So this is what the library parking lot looks like when you get there 5 minutes after they open. We have this many dogs boarding in 2 courtyards. There is another courtyard. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, the 21st of February 2017, and I think that realistically I'm just going to have to start recording my podcast in little snippets when I'm not busy, and then find time to edit them all together later, because trying to find time when I can sit down at home is not working. And also, my cell phone's video quality is much better than my webcam photo quality. I don't know if that means that I will have the same sort of segments, like if I'll just edit it into that order as I'm able to, or if I'm just gonna have it all hodgepodge vlog style. We shall see. I hope this works out for you guys, because I really want to podcast regularly and upload episodes regularly, but I'm just having a really hard time fitting it in with life right now. So here we go. I am waiting in the school pickup line, and I am doing a little bit of reading and a little bit of knitting. I am currently working on my log cabin blanket, which is here in my lap, and I am reading Rejected Princesses, Tales of History's Boldest Heroines, Hellions, and Heretics. And I saw this on the Ninja Chickens podcast, which I meant to mention forever ago because it's really, really good and interesting. But I'll just give you a little look at. Basically, the book is about 100 women. Some of them are fiction, most of them are nonfiction. And told as best the author could find information for. This is Iara, which is a Brazilian mermaid. But there's also Josephine Baker and Elizabeth Bathory and several other really cool women. If you like women's studies or Disney princesses, because it's kind of illustrated Disney princess style, I would recommend it. It's really cool because at the start of every story, this is Tatterhood, so at the start of every story it has a maturity rating. It starts out at the lowest level maturity rating and goes to higher level maturity ratings. And then it also has these icons on the side to tell you what sort of triggers could be in there, which is really good if you are sensitive to those things. And it also, I read some of the first stories to my kids and then read some of the other ones by myself. Also in my car, I am listening to Armada by Ernest Cline, who wrote Ready Player One, and it's read by Will Wheaton. It's kind of in the same vein as Ender's Game ish, but not quite the same thing. And since I'm listening to it audio style, it goes by pretty quick since I'm in my car a decent bit driving. Good morning, guys. I am currently working on my large mitered square blanket. This is Los Angeles Tan and Grizzlies. I don't remember if I had finished that last week. And this square is going to be Grizzlies and Chicago Charcoal. It's 35 stitches, base stitches, and then center double decrease, which I use my stitch marker to show me where that is going to be. I worked the pattern toe up instead of cuff down, so the slip stitches are showing up a little differently. Please get out of my light, thank you. I used contrast color for the heel, but it matches up really well with the rest of the color. This is the Violas colorway by Premier Serenity Sock. This is the Pink Sugar by Serenity Sock. And I made the cuff Rose City Rollers style, so just knit straight and then bound off. So I'm not gonna say we have a problem, but this might be the second time in like 3 days that we've been to Target to pick up stuffy stuffs. Hey guys, it is Monday the 27th of February. Today I am hanging out with Mary Lee. She's right there. And the cats. And we went to Target and got some things, and we are going to spend our day journaling. Let me turn this around and show you. So I got this new bag because my colored pencils have been living like this, which is fine and it works, but what if my rubber band snaps? Or I don't know, I just really wanted a bag for them to sit in because I have my pens all in a bag. All of my pens live in a bag. All of my Sharpie art pens live here, except Mara, 2 days ago, misplaced my blue one. I'm super upset.
The library?
No, it's probably in the back of my car.
Oh, okay.
But maybe at the library, because we went to the library, Mary Lee, the kids, and I, and we did some journaling stuff there. But she got this bag for all of her washi tape, because we bought a lot of washi tape a couple days ago. Like $35 in washi tapes. Because, I mean, we needed it. Exactly. And I'm going to be flipping through these 2 books a little bit today, just to kind of get some ideas for my journal. But mostly, my big plan today for hanging out time is, it's the end of February. I'm going to set up my journal for March. And Mary Lee is moving out of her old journal into her new journal. So it's just a really big day for journaling around here. They are Seamless Salomas, which is a free pattern by Megan Williams. I knit them out of Red Heart Super Saver because they're for my nephew for Christmas. I don't know if I said this or not, but I am going to be making them slippers for Christmas because normally I make them socks, but I was so put off by how they treated their socks this past Christmas that I don't want to put in all that effort. These Seamless Salomas work up quick, so Red Heart Super Saver, which is like a worsted Aran. And I use a size 7. These are the biggest slippers I'm going to be making. They're for my oldest nephew, and his feet are the same size as my feet. So I'll be making another in this size, and then the smallest size in the pattern for my son and my niece. And then I might think that that's a good enough size, or I might edit the pattern myself to make it a little bit smaller for my daughter. It is a really quick, simple pattern for gift knitting. You start with Judy's Magic Cast On, and then do ribbing for a certain length, and then you make the tops with decreases on either side of the needle. I worked Magic Loop for mine. You could use double points. It actually was written as a flat pattern. I don't know if you can still find that on Ravelry. But Megan turned it into an in the round pattern after working with Susan, who does Girl Cave Bags, to work on this pattern that Susan's grandma used to make everybody for Christmas. So this one is inside out. These are all of the ends that I have to weave in because let me show you my yarn storage currently. This is my yarn storage setup, and those are like file crates hung up with 2 nails apiece to my wall. And that's how I'm storing everything. This first one is my indie dyed yarn. The second one I hold projects that are going and some other indie dye overflow. This is not all of my yarn. This is just what I had that would fit in those bins. I would eventually like to have bins all the way over, but that's what I have right now. So anyway, this third one from the left is my acrylic stash.
And back in the old house, Mara used to help herself to my acrylic stash, which means that my skeins have a bunch of random cuts in them, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. I want my kids to be crafty, and I said she could use the acrylic stuff. She never broke into my nice things, so that's fine. But that results in a whole bunch of ends to weave in on these.
And I will show you some works in progress later, but right now, one of the things on my list is to get to page 150 in this book, because I've been only reading like a page or two a night, and it's a new book at the library, and I don't know if it's on a short hold or not, because sometimes new books are on short holds. These are my notes out of the book, which, because I'm not using them for a paper or anything, are pretty much copied word for word the sentences I like. It's very little summarizing, and I have 2 full pages and a partial page. I'll probably fill this tonight. A lot of them are quotes. Can you see? See, quote, quote. And I delineate the quotes the same way that you would a note, but, instead of starting with a dot, they start with quotation mark. And this is all in my journal, which I keep flip-flopping between whether I do a bullet journal style or a journal style where I write a bunch of things, or a hybrid. It's mostly a hybrid. I do a lot of writing now in it. For a while there, I was just using it for lists, but I missed the writing aspect. So anyway, I'll probably fill up this page right here with quotes and other little notes by the time I get to page 150. And another thing on my list was to finish this book right here, which is Manners and Mutiny by Gail Carriger. It is the 4th book in the Finishing School series, and it is the final book in this series. It was very enjoyable. I liked it very, very much. There is one little passage in here that I found was funny that I want to copy into my journal. It has to do with cucumbers. I highly recommend reading Gail Carriger. I think she's really great. It's steampunk. And she has 3 series that I've read or read parts of. The Finishing School, the Spotted Custard or something like that. And then the Parasol Protractorate. So I highly recommend all of those. I've also worked on my other Christmas Eve cast-on socks. So that's a month of progress with 2 rounds a day approximately. I feel like those are only on my days off, obviously. I feel like that's not enough progress. Maybe I slacked on a couple days. I don't think so, though. The yarn is Wildfoot by, I don't remember. And the colorway is Rocky Gorge. And the pattern is Winter Footsteps. I don't remember the name. Oh, I'm fail. I also use Peyton's Croy in the gray marl for toes, heels, and I'm probably going to use them on cuffs too. I've also been working on my Buffalo Crossing scarf with my 2 assistants. And so let's see. This is where I was. This is where I am.
Boom,
so
Zara May.
Full pattern repeat, I think, because I'm about to go back into red. Almost. Or not a pattern repeat, color repeat. And again, that's what a month of knitting looks like. I've also been listening to today, Gems of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. I am on track 60 or chapter 62. I don't know how many chapters are left in this, but I have to return it in 2 days. So instead of listening to podcasts or reading hardcover books, I really, really need to be listening to this.